Hey everyone, it looks like we are live. I am so excited to be with you guys. Tanya Eliza here. I've got some of my online family besties with me. We've got one other gal that's going to be joining us. And if you guys saw from the promotion, and maybe if you tuned in yesterday, you saw that all week this week we're actually working with entrepreneurs and business owners that sell stuff and they want to sell more of their stuff using social media. And I'm helping them during these lives. We're calling them our power hours. We are working on coming up with high value content ideas that are going to attract perfect buyers for their products and services. So, what we're doing is we're taking members from our online community. Maybe you guys are a part of our Wired to Crush It group. Maybe you're already a client of ours. We had a little contest that we did, and we said, hey, if you would like to hop on and have me work with you to come up with high value content ideas. And we're going to broadcast this live because a lot of businesses that these ladies are in and gentlemen were on yesterday might be similar businesses to you. And you might be using social media, and a lot of you are using social media that in a way where you want to attract your perfect buyers. And so it all really comes down to creating the right content to attract the right people for your business. And there's Janice right there. So we'll pop her on so everyone's here. She's getting her internet right for us. And so these ladies today all have different businesses. I would say that we have Jamie and Tamika is in a similar business. They are promoting health, wellness, fitness, mental health type information. And so basically, we want to attract people who already have an interest in that sort of thing. So we're going to work with helping them to create content ideas or to come up with content ideas that would serve their perfect potential buyer. And then we have Janice, who's actually been in my world for 7 years. She's been in my world forever. She gets to tell you a really cool story. But originally, she came into my world and she was pregnant and she was going to be birthing. Was your first child, right? It was first one. Yeah. First and only right now. Right.
No, I just had a second one, so
It's been forever. Okay, look what happens when time flies.
Yes.
And obviously she was looking for a way like, hey, how can I be a mom boss and like work from home? And when we first started working together, she really didn't have a clear picture on who she was really going to serve. So her brand has evolved over the years. And now her main target audience is she attracts people in the medical field like nurses and things like that. And she mainly teaches them how to become legal nurses. So this is a really cool niche. And I want you to see that with my process, even though we have many different business types and all of you guys might be in different types of businesses, the process can work the same. And today I'm going to actually go over something that I didn't go over yesterday because we got to keep it fresh and we got to keep it new, right? So I'm going to show you a different little strategy that I use to come up with content ideas to attract perfect buyers. And then I'll show you also where to be posting the content so that the content doesn't die in a crowded news feed and you really elevate your brand and your business if you have some really big goals. So if you guys are excited about this power hour and hot seat session, I want to hear about it in the comment section below. Blow it up, you guys. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you know anybody else that's out there that is building their business on social media and they need to attract more buyers, more customers, more clients, then smash the share button, get it out there, type shared in the comment section below. I can give you a share shout out. I also want you guys to do me a favor. After the broadcast, these lovely ladies are probably going to engage and comment a little bit. But after the broadcast, go and go and snoop them out. Go and check out what it is that they're doing. Ask them questions. They are also all members of mine. Some veteran members of mine, some brand new members of mine inside of our Ultimate Branding Blueprint program. And if you've been camping without Wi-Fi, let's just say that, and you don't know what the Ultimate Branding Blueprint is, enrollment closes on Friday. It's one of my signature courses where I help you build your brand. I help you build your website and blog. I give you templates. I get you all set up and running. And then we have a whole bunch of other bonuses that we've added to the mix as well. These ladies will talk a little bit about maybe their experience in there and how it's helped them. But I love to shout my students. I love to shout them out from the rooftops. And that's why they're here. So we're going to dive in, and I'll give you guys the link on where you can go and check out the Ultimate Branding Blueprint in just a little bit, but I want to dive into the content first. My name is Tanya Eliza. If we're meeting each other for the first time, I help you grow your brand, grow your business, and grow your influence on social media to attract perfect buyers for your business, products, or services. I've been doing this online for my personal business since 2010 and have grown a multiple seven-figure brand and business in doing so. Each week I come out and I share things that are working in my world and things that are also working in our students' world. So you can grab onto those strategies and get the same results, if not better, in your world. All right. So we try to give as much value as possible, because really when you're building a brand is not a fancy logo. A brand is also, contrary to Ultimate Branding Blueprint, not a fancy website, although it's a place to house what I believe is your brand, which is high value content for a specific audience, and then showing up consistently, giving value, giving content. That is how you build a brand. So we'll show you a little bit about that today. You guys are tired of hearing about me, so this is a really fresh look for us. So I'm going to go around and we're going to get everyone introduced. I just want to briefly have them share what is it that their business is. If they know who their tribe is that they're trying to attract, they're going to let us know. If you don't know your tribe, that's totally fine, because I'll help you with a little bit of tribe discovery, which we go over also in all of my courses, because it's very important in your brand. And then we're going to talk about content ideas, like where to get content ideas. And really, I said in the promotion, I was like, hey, you could have about 4 or 5 different content ideas that you leave here with. But yesterday, if we really looked at everything that we did, you probably have about half a year's worth of content that you could create. And, it's not that hard, right? You just have to know the process. And I'm here to share with you my personal process, but apply it to other people's businesses instead of mine for a change. How about that? Okay. So Jamie, I am so excited to have you here. Very briefly, let people know what type of products or services you sell, if you know your tribe, and how you found me. I'm curious.
Well, I'm going to start with how I found you.
Good.
Your name is whispered all over the web. So I've kind of been stalking you very lightly for a number of years. But I fell hard down the funnel. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you posted something that exactly matched what I was working on that week. And I'm like, yep, this girl's got it. So I just went all the way to the bottom of the funnel straight away. And I stick around because, it was said earlier, your content is absolutely fabulous. It's very direct and it's very actionable. Mm. So when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a lot of time for fluff. So you have to get to the point.
I like that feedback. Good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, and I've been blogging myself since 2014-ish. But I joined the Ultimate Branding Blueprint because I wanted to have a better website. So I want to refine what I have already in place and build brand new for the new company that I've joined. So the new company is in the mental health and wellness space. I want to focus mostly on the mental health side because it is a side that I can very much identify with. I like to call myself a reformed social worker. Learned my lesson over the 18 years that I was in the field, and I'm very happy that direct sales and network marketing came around, since now I don't have to do that anymore.
Cool. So everybody who's listening right now, if you are in direct sales or network marketing or whatever it is, what do you sell? Let me know in the comments section below. Let me know what type of business that you have, because it's going to be really helpful as well. So you've aligned with a network marketing company that sells products that help with mental wellness, correct? Okay.
Yep.
So we need to find out who we're trying to attract, in a sense that everyone needs mental wellness. However, if we speak to everybody, we speak to nobody.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to like work in sections of people, so we can create content very specific for this group of people. We'll track that group of people. We'll maybe have content for this group of people. We'll track those groups. There's many different groups that could be particular to your products, but we're going to create specific content so it really speaks to the needs, wants, and desires. Because like you said, you saw that one post that I did, and it hit you because it was specific, it wasn't vague. And this is the beauty, guys. Everyone in my online family is here because I create content on a weekly basis. It looks like I do it all the time, but I don't. I'm very leveraged with how I do it. That's the trick, is like, make it look like you do it all the time, but don't. Okay, cool. So we're going to work on that, Jamie. That'll be fun. Tamika, how about you? How did you find, that doesn't have to go first, but like, tell us about the products and services, if you know your tribe, and then how did we meet?
So I've been in the industry for 8 years, and about 3 years in, I felt like I had like kind of hit my glass ceiling. And so I just Googled online how to sign more customers, and same thing all over YouTube, all of these simple, precise ways to be able to get more leads into your world. And I'm a school teacher. And so I loved having checklists. I love having like a step-by-step process where you could just complete the tasks and see your results. And so I basically consumed all of your free content that you had to offer until I could no longer consume the free stuff, and I needed to invest in a little bit more personalized. And so getting to do your program a few years ago was incredible. And I just have to make this plug, because we were supposed to meet in person in North Carolina for part of the program. And when COVID hit, we weren't able to do that. And like, when you say that you over deliver, like, you gave us so much more in that program than we even paid for, asked for, and then still to be connected in your world and still, getting help and exposure and everything that you offer is just incredible. So when she says that, she means it, and I need everyone to know. And as far as my products go, I do health and wellness as well, but I am more on the nutrition and fitness side of things. And I believe that my target audience is somewhere between the ages of 29 and 50. And I say 29 because I've been 29 for like 6 years now. So there are those people that we just stopped counting, right? But 29 to 50, women, moms, looking to lose anywhere between like 10 to 30 pounds, or just tighten up, tone up some problem areas. That's who I'm looking to help.
Okay, so we sell fitness and nutrition type information. And okay, just to clarify, you guys, Tamika is also in direct sales network marketing. She's aligned herself with some products in the health and wellness space, but she also has an arm of her brand where she does fitness and nutrition coaching as well. So there's kind of like those two arms. They work really well together. She's umbrellaed it over one brand, which is awesome. And then now we just have to learn how to you said the word moms. So again, speaking to moms, mom type content is very different than a busy working professional. So knowing exactly who you're trying to attract is important. I know you guys have been through my program, so you understand how to do that. So we're going to find moms that start with that group. We're going to go out there and try to find how we can create some good content ideas for moms that are looking to not necessarily be the next supermodel walking on stage, but they just want to feel confident and they want to feel sexy with their husbands, right? And they just want to kind of get their vitality back because their kids freaking drained it from them, right? Okay, cool. This is how we have to talk too sometimes. Like, how do we get out of being vanilla? Like, oh, get your vitality back. Be like, no, if you're a mom, be like, let's get your vitality back because your kids freaking drained it. And we know, like, and then people are like, yes, you were like already reacting, right? So it's the same thing in creating these posts and creating these pieces of content. Get somebody to go, whoa, Janice, Cool. We've been together for a long time, girl. It is great to be reunited here because you have been off busy doing your thing and like moving and shaking, and to even get you on this, I'm just so honored. So thank you. I know you're busy. Tell us a little bit about your business, how you got there, how we found each other, and guys, it's amazing.
So I actually found you. I was at the time, it was 2014, and I was in network marketing, and I was not having any success. And I had gone online and I was looking for help, and I had found a couple different people and programs. But the thing about these other programs is they were telling me what I had to do, but they were not telling me how to execute it. And so I think after searching so many times, Facebook tracked me and Tanya showed up, right? And I started watching your content, and you were telling how to execute and go out and do things in my business. And you should have been selling it. It was money. I was like, she's not charging for this. So that's when I dove right in. As soon as I saw that you were giving content that I could actually go out today and use. And I think I started with my blog. I was like, wow, I didn't know any of this. I just jumped right in. And so I actually ended up working with Tanya for quite a couple of years. I ended up making number 3 in the company that I was with. I got to walk the stage, all those cool things. But in my heart, so I'm a registered nurse. And in my heart, I always wanted to teach nurses how to become a legal nurse consultant, which I was doing since 2009. And so I reached out to Tanya and I said, hey, I have this niche that I really think has a need, but I don't know what to do. Like I need help because it's so different than network marketing. And yeah, it took off. Go ahead, Tanya. Did you ask another question? Sorry. I think.
Hey guys, it might be my internet connection. It gave me a little alert.
Okay.
But let me just check on 1 second. I'm gonna message it's not you, it's me. So now your target audience would be, what do you think? Nurses. Do you all any other practitioner or anything like that?
So typically it's geared for registered nurses. However, in the last few years, we've really discovered a way to also allow licensed vocational nurses or licensed practical nurses and also nurse practitioners. So it has grown a bit out from what I originally started with.
Okay, cool. So we are putting out information to attract nurses that are maybe wanting something different.
Absolutely. So they are completely burnt out, especially since COVID. So nurses are burnt out at the bedside. Are there any nurses here? Raise your hand. Nurses are burnt out, right? They feel exhausted. They feel used. They feel abused. And this has become something that, they're on the internet going, what's a job I can do? I want out of here, but they're afraid they're not going to make the type of money they do in the hospital. So they end up staying where they're at. And I want to tell them, you have options. There's so many different ways you can use your license from home, really.
That's cool. And so I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight there, because the niche, everyone's like, oh, my product is good for everybody. But if, again, you talk to everybody, you talk to no one. So Janice has built a very niche audience. It's like nurses, like that's my jam. How big is your following right now on Instagram? I was on there the other day. You've got a few 100,000 followers on there. It's insane. I love seeing this. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it took a few years. Like this was not an overnight success whatsoever. But I now have 200,000 plus on Instagram, 50,000 plus on Facebook. We have about 7,000 that are in our course, that have taken the course or in our community. So it's really grown.
Yeah. And that's because you're very specifically talking to a need of a very specific type of person that you've done your research, you are also your target audience, which does help. It don't have to be, but it does help. So I just want people to understand like how powerful that can be when you really hone in your language, because you can hear Janice say they're burnt out at the bedside. That's like slang that only that target audience and that tribe of people know. Like that's their lingo. So when you can talk their lingo and you create the content for them to help them move from where they are now with the problem, and then like here you are over here with the solution, i.e. your product, service, or business, you're bridging the gap as that marketer. And that's really important. The more specific that you can be with your content to attract that specific individual, her brand, her audience, her tribe, it literally blew up and they're raving fans. I don't always like to like gauge success on followers because that's not where you get success. Like that's not your success. Like some of the people who have very small, weak followings and low engagement make the most money because they've optimized their business properly. And alternatively, some of the people out there that have millions of followers don't make nearly as much money as some people that have very small followings. So that's not really a gauge of success. But what I do see and what I have seen is like, I always like to see engagement. You ever see those like profiles where they're like hundreds of thousands of people and then they have like 2 likes on their like last post? Their tribe's not really that engaged. We need to create better content, right? So I love this because we can definitely get a lot out of it. So let's start here. So now I understand exactly what it is that you guys do, who it is that we're trying to attract. Okay, that's going to be number one. Some of you guys are asking this question, so I'll put the link up. You guys just copy this down and go there later, but just be aware that enrollment does close for the Ultimate Branding Blueprint Friday, midnight East Coast time. So we only have enrollment open for a couple more days. But if you're like, I don't know who my tribe is, I don't know who I'm marketing to, I don't have a brand, I don't have a website, I don't know how to create content that attracts my perfect buyer, don't know where to put that content, I don't know how to market the content, this is the program. So just go to TanyaLanza.com/UBB and just check out all of what you get in there. And I promise it will be 10 times plus more than the investment that we have allotted for the promo that we're doing for 2022 for you. But enrollment ends. Yeah. And all these guys have, I mean, the 2 girls, Janice and Tamika, have been in that program for a while. And then we have Jamie, who just enrolled. So they can share their story with you from just brand new to being in for a really long time and all of what it's been. If you guys go and connect with them on social media, ask them, hey, if you got questions. If you don't have questions, just dive in with us. There's no risk. We do have a money back guarantee. So read the details on that. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do this. So Jamie, let's start with you. So we're going to create some content ideas. Now, 2 ways that you can do this. You might already have an idea of what content to create, because once you figure out who your tribe is, you're like, I know, like when you fill out my tribe worksheet in my program, you look at that tribe worksheet and it's a fill in the blank. Some of the things that I ask you on that you're filling in the blank on are what are the common struggles or common challenges that my audience has. Like, what are some of the things that are important to them? What are the challenges to them? What are they going through right now that I can show up and give them value or entertainment in that sense? So if we're talking about people that have mental health issues, I'm just joking. I'm totally joking because most days I have mental health issues as well. So I can get a lot of myself on that one.
You have to be a little crazy to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, even with my dog, people be like, "Is she okay?" But no, on a serious note, it's a serious thing. People that do have mental health challenges, it's a serious thing. So we're not going to make light on that. But you have something that can definitely help them. So there are many different cohorts of people that could have challenges in that world, right? What are some of the things that they walk around? Like, if you put yourself in the shoes of your perfect buyer, what are they walking around every day wondering in their head? What are the questions that they're asking themselves? Give me a couple of examples.
So for an actual buyer, I'm think I'm pretty clear because I mean, I'm also a consumer of mental health services. So it's, I mean, we're concerned with sleep, because if you don't get enough sleep, then everything, whether you have mental health troubles or not, everything can go downhill very quickly if you're exhausted all the time. We have brain fog. We've got.
Can I interrupt for one moment? In regards to sleep, is there anything specifically when it comes to sleep that they're challenged with? Like, what's happening specifically in their sleep?
Stay awake, just kind of replaying the whole day.
So not being able to fall asleep.
Right.
Okay. Yep.
Or get back to sleep, because, you know, after you hit a certain age, you have to get up in the middle of the night to go pee. So you have to get back to sleep. Sometimes that's harder.
Oh, cool. This is a good one. That's a juicy piece of content.
Yeah, and like actually waking up refreshed in the morning instead of still exhausted.
Yes. Okay. So sometimes you see how I ask those questions, and you know a little bit about your audience. Sometimes you don't even need to go to our friend Google or YouTube, or I've got another resource that I'll share with you too today. But sometimes you don't necessarily have to go and do that to come up with really good content ideas. We could easily come up with a content idea that's, 6 ways to easily have a better night's sleep without tossing and turning and thinking about your entire day and getting stressed out. You could even have one that is a funny like piece of content. I would say 3 before bed techniques to implement before going to sleep at night, so that when you wake up to go to the bathroom, you easily fall back asleep when you get back into bed. That's going to catch some attention if somebody is actually having that problem. See, a marketer would be scared, a vanilla marketer, I'll say this, would be scared to say, go back to sleep after you go pee. But a marketer that's actually really speaking the language of the problem that person is having is absolutely going to crush it. Absolutely going to crush it. Sometimes, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit vanilla, like in a sense where I have to dig deep into my inner quirky, because I am quirky around my husband and around the family. Like, but why am I not like that with you guys? And the more I get quirky, the more attention I get from the right people. Sometimes the wrong people, but mostly the right people. You guys see the twerking video that I did?
That was hilarious.
It was the best.
You remember it. I put other stuff out that's vanilla. Nope, don't remember that. Remember the twerking video, right? However, that's the thing. Like, how can we catch the attention and really speak to the needs, wants, and desires? There's also another thing. Like, does your audience lately? Actually, I've been getting night sweats, and that's been driving me mental. And it's because I just have so much stuff loaded on my plate right now. So maybe that's a common issue of somebody that has the problem of which your product or service could actually provide relief in. So we could say, hey, struggling with night sweats and waking up in a pool of sweat, the embarrassing sweat, 3 techniques you can do before bed to help you alleviate and get rid of those night sweats. Natural ways, without drugs and hormone replacement, blah, blah, blah. That's really going to probably hit your target audience pretty good. One of the ways, when you create this content, I'm going to show everybody in a minute, when we create this content, like how we put it together. And I showed this yesterday too, but it's a good refresher. But basically, you want to make sure that you are putting it together in a way that it's optimized to not just give value. Value is definitely what you want, but you want to get conversion. So you want to get people that actually take your recommendation and your suggestion to buy your product and service as their next step from the high value content. Okay. So you also said that they have brain fog. That was one of the things that you said that they have. So is that a common term that your audience uses, brain fog?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so this could just be really easy. It's like 6 ways to relieve brain fog, so that you can feel your normal self throughout the entire day. Another thing when we're creating content, you can strike the chord of somebody's emotion, the heart, the more you can strike that chord, you're going to really get a reaction. And every reaction is actually a good reaction, even if it's a shocking reaction, even if it's like a, oh my gosh, reaction, even if it's a happy, sad, glad, mad, you got all the feelings, right? So if you're trying to invoke that, you can use that. I probably need your products. Today I have some brain fog. I had a thought and then it went,
Okay.
Actually, that's one of the things that I say. I had to write it down because I thought of it. Say conversations will now follow a focused path instead of chasing squirrels.
yeah. Okay. So now I remember what I was going to say. So what I was going to say is exactly. So you reminded me of this. So people don't like to be embarrassed or feel like they have problems, right? This is no place that people like to be in. This works for everyone's business model, by the way. Nobody wants to feel like they have problems or be embarrassed. So if you stroke those strings a little bit and you're like, okay, like where are they maybe feeling embarrassed or not confident, or what are they scared of? Like, is their mental wellness affecting their job? Maybe like, are you worried that your mental well-being is affecting your job? 6 ways to feel normal again, right? So these are just off the top of my head, really digging deep into your tribe worksheet and understanding your tribe. People, so for fitness and stuff like, and if you have an actual fitness product like Tamika, or a weight loss product, or just nutrition that makes you like more fit, and the thing that if you can really strike the chord, which is people are embarrassed to look in the mirror. People sometimes are also sorry, I don't know why it keeps flipping over to my Wi-Fi from my plugin. I don't know. I'm technologically challenged over here.
Your
Most
voice
days.
is fine. The picture
Everything.
just freezes.
So,
we can hear you.
Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay on your end. Okay. So basically, also too, like they want to feel like people who are wanting to make a change in their fitness. What if they feel embarrassed to look in the mirror or take their clothes off in front of their husband? But they want to feel confident and sexy and get the attention of their husband like they were first dating the first night they met, get that attractor factor back the first day you met, look sexy again for your significant other and have them look at you like you guys are on the very first date, right? People would be like,
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have so much opportunity, but you just have to think. We get into the world of what are we selling too much versus into the world of our tribe. Like, who's our tribe and what problems do they have? What are the things they're thinking? And how do we just call out the elephant in the room of what they're thinking and give them that value, give them the roadmap? Now we've elevated our brand credibility and we're building brand equity with them. And now we're moving them into them going, ooh, just like how all you guys were like, hey, let me take the next step with Tanya. Right. But I want that to happen for you guys with your people. Hey, I want to take the next step with Jamie, Tamika, Janice, like you are my girls, like, let's go. Right. So all that comes from getting really inside of the head and thinking not what you're selling. Because honestly, you could be selling peanut butter. Okay. This is a good analogy. If you could be selling peanut butter and you could be attracting teachers, you could be attracting nurses, and you give them really good value and you help them. And then you're like, oh, by the way, I have this really good peanut butter that I really like. And here's why I like it. And here's why I think you'll like it too. You should buy it. And somebody's going to be like, I'll buy that peanut butter from you. Like, yeah, I'll buy it because you give me so much value. You help me so much. Your recommendations or suggestions, I'll take them all. You're honest with me. I trust you. But that's how you do that, right? Because if Oprah, right? Like if Oprah was like, buy this peanut butter, we'd all be like, that peanut butter would sell out, right? And Oprah Our brand has nothing to freaking do with peanut butter, right? So we have to step out of the box and say it's not what we're selling. It's about what value that we can give to our tribe and our audience. Okay. So Tamika, there's a couple of ideas for you as well, just off the top. I'll take you to my computer if you guys like, I'll take you to my computer in a minute and show you how I also come up with ideas. If I'm like at a brain fog, if I have brain fog, and then I'll show you the tools that I use to help me unfog, right? But most of the time we just need to think about who it is that we're solving problems for. And it could be many different groups of people, but specifically if we're going to create this specific piece of content, how does it match this audience and how can we help them? Because that's all we do. Like, we're problem solvers. As marketers and salespeople, we are problem solvers. That's all we are. We're not selling stuff. We're just solving problems. And the people who solve the most problems have the biggest bank accounts.
Right.
That's it. So, and I know I'm preaching to the choir because you guys already know this. But literally, like, it's true. So fitness, we got fitness and nutrition. There's so many things. I mean, you don't necessarily have to niche, but if you did, like if you created a niche tribe, like a micro tribe, and it was moms, you could have fun with it. You could test both. You could create just like a free grocery list. You'd be like, hey, the 7 foods you must incorporate into your next shopping store visit that help you stay full longer and help you shed pounds fast. That would entertain a lot of people, but you could also make another piece of content that specifically speaks to moms. You could say, shed the mom bod, get rid of that mom bod. Because now it's specifically talking to that audience. Be like, here's 7 foods that you need to incorporate in your grocery list the next time you go shopping that will help you stay fuller longer and help you shed the pounds fast without extraneous sweat and tears at the gym that we know you hate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, and then, again, I can't express enough how powerful the posts that I see that are so vulnerable and real, that speak to real freaking problems that people have. And it's not vanilla, which is like, hey, take your clothes off in front of your husband and feel like a supermodel and have him look at you like your first date. Would that stop the scroll on social media?
Absolutely.
Like, I'd be at least curious. I'd be like,
especially after baby, right?
I'd be at least curious. I'd be like, let me check this out. I want to get naked tonight. Right? Yep. But that's the thing. Like, we're in a very social, like, micro attention world. So you have to grab, right? But I mean, you can just give value, like, or you can be a little bit more edgy and really get into your person. Tell me a little, what are some other struggles, Tamika, that your audience has that you know of that they're battling with right now?
Well, and I'll just say, with the things that you've already said, like, I can't even write fast enough to like all these ideas. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay. But like, even when you were talking, I think her name is Jamie, about, like, I went to the bathroom last night and I was like, oh, I don't even want to get out of bed because then I have to like get warm again, And so even when you were just saying that, but like, I never even thought about making a post like that and like sharing how it like actually happening in that day. And I feel like sometimes, well, obviously we know this, that if you want to be successful, you have to get uncomfortable, and it is uncomfortable to feel uncomfortable and embarrassed and vulnerable. But that's ultimately the language that our people are speaking. And so to be bold enough to be able to speak it and show it, even in some cases, is so powerful. So with my market, I mean, I would say a lot of people, they just feel stuck. They don't feel like they have enough time. They are maybe spending their money on their kids, on all these things that they don't feel like they can invest back in themselves. And so I would say time, money, lack of motivation, feeling like they've done it all before and it hasn't worked. So why keep going?
Ooh, that's good. I like it. So here's just Tamika said something very powerful that everyone needs to make a note of. Time, money, lack of motivation is not just something that her tribe experiences challenges in. It's every single tribe. It's my tribe. It's Jamie's tribe. It's Janice's tribe. It's your tribe. So Anytime you can speak to those in any way, shape, or form, you're going to have a powerful piece of content. So basically, you call out the elephant in the room. Moms with no time, how to shed the mom bod, or how to get feeling energetic and back to your youthful self, without spending, hundreds of dollars on expensive nutritionists or diet fad plans that don't work or whatever, right? So you can really speak to those, like, how many post types could you create that you're like, hey, I'm here to like help you but not break the bank, legitimately, if you know you can, obviously, right? If you have a reasonably priced product or whatever, right? But you can also talk about, and this is very powerful, is conditioning your audience to have better mindset with you. So in my past experience, when I had my big breakthrough with my brand in network marketing, because that's actually where I started, was network marketing. My audience was all network marketers. And so I was training only network marketers. Now we train all entrepreneurs, but back then it was just network marketers. And in my opinion, network marketers have a lot of work to do with mindset. Not everybody, but a lot of us. But that's not their fault. It's because when they join the business and they buy the business in the box, and I love network marketing, by the way, you guys, is still in it. But when they buy the business in the box, they don't necessarily, with a $500 investment, they're not treating their business like a business. And so what I had to do is I had to overcome objections in my content that I created, because I didn't like doing one-on-one objection handling. It sucks. So what I would do is I would just create content that overcomes my objections that I'm getting from people, and that conditions your tribe to be a certain way with you. So for example, if I was getting the objection, like, this costs too much, it's too much money. And it's like, I'm thinking in my head, it's $500. What are you talking about? Too much money? You want to build a business? How much money you want to make? Like, oh, $10,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. Oh, but $500 investment is too much for you. Like, we needed to do some mindset adjustments. Okay. So what did I do? I didn't want to tell people, man, you need to adjust your mindset. Otherwise you're not going to make it, because that's rude. So what I did was I created content, and my content was, about that thing. I would condition, I was talk to them about, hey, even though you didn't spend that much money to start this business, I want you to pretend that you spent $1 million on a franchise, because it has the ability to pay you more than that $1 million franchise that you're going to invest in. But you have to treat it as such, which means that you have to invest in time and money in your business, because I don't know any entrepreneur or any business owner that exists on planet Earth that haven't invested a ton of money and a ton of time perfecting their craft. And that is why they are very successful.
100%.
So then what I do is I create the content, and then somebody would be like, I don't really have, this is expensive, blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, no big deal. Here's the piece of content. Go to my blog. This will help you. Right? Because now I'm not talking directly to them. So I'm not being rude to them, but I'm talking, I've just created content on this that will help you. And so many people have loved that conditioning. And that is also another thing. So think about the objections that you get in your business or when you're presenting your products and services. And instead of you objection handling and like having to be like battling somebody being like, oh, my product, what about this product? What about this product? Be like, no, I did my research for you. What do you think I am? A not professional? Go to my blog, look at this piece of content. And then you let the content do the heavy lifting for you. And that elevates your brand. It elevates your content production so much. And so it's a really good strategy. The sky's the limit, but everyone has objections, right? If you have mental health issues, you really, you sometimes have to condition people to invest in with time and money to solve those issues. When people have fitness or nutrition goals, and they want everything done yesterday without any investment or time or money. I mean, hey, that's the promised land, of course, but doesn't exist. You have to condition them to be that perfect customer, perfect buyer, client for you.
Right.
Right. And so I'll show you some tools in a minute, but I want to just get off. I just want to tell you, like, without tools or the internet or anything, like how to really think about how to off the cuff think about content. The beginning of your content creation in your business is very easy because you don't have a big content bank. I've been creating content now for since 2014 very consistently, but pre 2014 I was still creating content, but very consistently one piece of content every single week, and since 2014. And now in my business, it's a little harder to be like, what do I talk about? Like, what do I create content for? But in the beginning, it's a little bit easier. But I'm going to show you if you struggle still, you're challenged a little bit there. I'll show you some really cool ways you can get ideas here in a minute. Giannis, so
Yes.
tell me about the things that are going on in your nurse's head that they walk around and they're like, man, I wish this, or man, I'm challenged with this. What are some of those things?
Yeah. So, a lot of them are looking for an out. They feel anxious going into work. They're tired of missing holidays with their family and friends. They're tired of working weekends. They feel like especially since COVID, they gave their all. They were the heroes, right, of COVID. And then right after COVID, they were getting laid off for all kinds of reasons. So they feel like, and I think it's really important to ensure that you feel your audience's pain. Like when I'm writing anything, I literally feel their pain, and it helps me to create that content as well. But anxiety, some of them are scared. Some of them are scared they're going to lose their job. There's just so much that they feel.
Yeah. And so a lot of their concern might also be, and for those of you guys in network marketing and you're selling side hustles, right? Like we're giving opportunities to side hustles. Even though what Janice does is not network marketing, it's essentially what she's doing. She's teaching another way to earn a living and another path to earn a living. So the congruency is very, very spot on. So basically so the objections as well with you could be with your audience too, is time, money. I mean, they're already overworked.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. They want to earn more money. They want to work less. I think something that's really important is to understand that what Tanya teaches is you can use it in any field. So I took what I learned from network marketing and just changed my audience, but I still did the same things. I still implemented everything you taught to this audience. So you just move over what you learn into each little niche that you have. And so it works.
So I love this because Janice has challenged me a little bit because I'm not that familiar with her audience. Now, knowing a little bit more about it, nurses would be her audience, and she's teaching them how to be a legal nurse, which is different. And they can either do it on the side or they can probably replace their entire profession if they wanted to in this regard. And you teach them how to do that. Now, the thing is if you right now are watching this and you're like, I'm not too sure who my audience really is, or I don't really know what they're going through. I don't know. Like a lot of you guys already kind of knew a little bit about your tribe and your audience and what they were going through, but I don't really know. If that's you right now, then I'll share with you something that you can use and a really cool tool. And yesterday I went over using YouTube. So you can always go over to YouTube, my favorite place, or Google, which is the same thing. And you can type in searches to try to see what other people are creating content for that problem or for that niche. And that will give you some ideas that you can grab. So if somebody has like a blog post or a website post that comes up that's like 7 ways to reduce anxiety, well, you could model that and be like 3 ways to reduce anxiety so that you don't lose your job, right? So you might grab a really good idea and be like, oh, okay, I can grab that idea. And if you don't even know about the 3 ways, guess what? You just click on those and you do a little research and you find the best ones that you think are going to be best for your audience. And you regurgitate that back to your audience. Don't plagiarize, do it in your own words, but you do a little research on Google, and Google will tell you everything you need to know to put back into your brand. Sometimes I was doing an article, and a lot of people at the time were doing, Instagram was very popular and new, and everyone was talking about Instagram. And I was like, man, my entrepreneur people want to know Instagram, but I'm not like the Instagram expert. So what I did is I went to Google, because Google's expert and Google's your doctor too, you know, so and your veterinarian. So anyways, you go to Google, you go to YouTube, and then you do some research. And so I did some research that took me literally, don't let it take more than 15 minutes, but it took me 15 minutes to figure out some good Instagram tips to get exposure for your business. And then I took those tips back into my content and I shared it with my audience. My audience is going to pay attention to me because they're my audience, or they're going to be attracted to me because I positioned myself. They may have not ever seen that other stuff that I found. So I am the collector of good information for my audience, and I'm helping them and also building my brand in the same sense. So you do not have to be an expert or even really know much. You just need to go to Google and know how to use the tools. So yesterday I taught how to use Google or YouTube to find content ideas that you could create that would attract your perfect buyers for your products and services. Today, I want to share with you one that I have talked about on my blog a while ago. It's been many moons ago, but I use, and I love this because I already tried to do a little bit of I'll show my screen in a minute. There was just a really not good picture of Elon Musk on the front page of the Quora. So I wanted to refresh and see if I could get rid of that. But then also the next article picture is not better. So forgive this picture on the front of Quora. I do not control what happens there. But I use Quora. So Quora is a forum, and it really helps you to figure out what questions your audience is already asking. And then if you know the questions that your audience is already asking, you could solve those problems and those questions through content by just using the same flow that I already showed. So if you're not too sure, then I'm going to show you a really cool thing. And I already did a little bit of a test to see what will come up for like nurses. And there were some really cool things that came up as well. So I'll share this with you. And I apologize for this front picture. Oh, it's awful. And
I'm dying to see it.
Wow. What's happening there?
I tried to refresh and get rid of it. Okay, that's a better picture. Okay. So Quora is a forum. You can set up a free account. They have 2 accounts. It's Quora, Quora. And if you also Google, if you ever want to learn more and in-depth how to use Quora, you can just Google Tanya Eliza Quora, and then like the blog post video that I did a while ago will come up and I'll walk you through. But basically, this is a forum where people can, I guess now they can make posts on Quora. This is a little bit different than when I first started using Quora, but basically you go and you can ask questions and many different topics, whatever. And then once a question is asked, it's sort of categorized, and you can search in Quora and come up with some good intel and research based on your audience or things that you know that they're asking, so that you can like create content from that. Because if your audience is asking, chances are that's good content that you could create for them without you even thinking, what are they thinking? They're telling you what they're thinking, right? So you can just figure that out very easily. So what I actually did was I typed in, you can type in here, nurses, and I just wanted to see what comes up. There's some suggested topics and things here. And what I did was I just clicked topic registered nurses, because I wanted to see what kind of came up from there. So then when I went here, it gave some topics, and then I was like, that's not super intuitive to what I'm looking for. So what I did was instead, I came up here and I typed work from home nurse.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started to type in a little bit more of what I thought my audience would be thinking. So I was like, your audience is already typing things in Google and searching for things. Okay. We talked about this yesterday on the live. Like, what are they already searching for online? And then go and search for those things and look at the content that comes up and see if you can get any content ideas. It's just a really easy way to do it. But then if you want to really find out what your audience is asking specifically, then you can use Quora, because it's a forum, and you can go to other forums as well, but Quora is one of them. So what I did is I typed in what I thought Janice's audience would be searching for, which is work from home nurse, because maybe the nurses are burnt out and they're looking to work from home. And then there's some suggested search that came up here that all I looked at and I was like, man, these are perfect opportunities for content, right? Are there work from home opportunities for nurses?
Yeah.
You could create an article or a blog post that says, hey, you could even have that be the title of your content.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's exactly what they're asking. You're exactly putting that in front of them. Bam, super congruent. Where can I find high paying work from home registered nurse jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Are there any registered nurses out there working from home, telehealth? What are the pros and cons? So now you're like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of that. Nurses are researching telehealth as an opportunity. Let me give them the pros and cons of that and lead them towards what I'm doing instead, right?
Love it.
Are there any work from home opportunities for nurses and nurse practitioners? Mm-hmm. So different lingo, but we're going to also hit nurse practitioners as well. Can I take legal action against my employer if I was restricted light duty from occupational health MD and charge my nurse? So that may or may not be relevant. You got to ask yourself, would that make a good piece of content? Does that strike an idea? Right? So these are all questions that are kind of related to that search. What happens if I just hit enter and search? Okay, search. Let's see what happens. So basically also too, because this is a forum, you guys, there's going to be people that come in and chime in on these questions that people are asking. So you could also, from these questions that people are asking, look at how they're being chimed in on and what value some people here are adding. So let's say, for example, you created a high value piece of content. You posted it on your website and blog, like I teach in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. That gives you a link to that piece of content that you created. Guess what you could do? You could go into Quora and start responding to some of these people in a helpful way. You do not want to go in there and just spam your link all over the place. But you can say, hey, by the way, I saw you ask this question here on Quora. And I saw some people answered you and said something about this, that, and the other. I just actually created a post on my website that answers this question, and I think you might really like it. Let me know if you want the link, or you can just even share the link, however you feel you're comfortable with. You can kind of test both ways. One's a little non-intrusive and just kind of helpful and asking, it's permission-based marketing versus just sending it to them. So you can test to see which works better. And that could be also a lead generator for your business as well. Not only a content idea generator for you, but a lead generator. And again, all in all, you're not saying, hey, here's the difference of creating high value content. You're not saying, hey, I have something for you that's connect. Okay. Because that's just spammy and weird. You're actually saying, hey, I'm here to add value before I even ask for anything from you. And that's the whole premise and basis of building a brand if you want to do it right. You guys are liking this.
This reminds me of like 10 years ago, the thing used to be go into all the Facebook groups and like see what people are asking and answer. This is way more sophisticated.
I hate that.
Less
You can still
time-consuming.
do the Facebook group things, but don't be spamming other people's Facebook groups. And if your people are telling you to do that and your leaders and mentors are saying, go into all these groups and start telling people to friend you up with your ulterior motive, stop it. Like, that is very unprofessional. It's making the network marketing profession look like crap. And you do not want that to be that to be you. We all work in the profession together in some sense. So don't go anywhere. I don't care if it's Facebook or wherever. Don't go anywhere and just tell people to connect with you and you can help them without giving value first.
I think the biggest help, sorry, Tanya, is the asking permission part. I think that has been my biggest lead generator, because it's not pushy. People are like, oh, sure, they're not trying to push sales on me. Yeah, I definitely want to take a look. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Asking
exactly. Yeah, exactly. If you guys are liking this broadcast and it's helpful, do us a favor, heart it, thumbs up. We're broadcasting everywhere. I'm on my YouTube. I'm in all my Facebook groups. I'm on my personal profile even. I really wanted to showcase these ladies, but I also really wanted to make sure enough people saw that it is so easy to create high value content. Now, my ladies know my training here. So what is the answer when I say, where do you post this high value content?
On your blog.
On your blog or your website.
Blog.
Yes, you do not post it on social media. You can, but it's just going to have a lifespan of 3.8 seconds and then shuffle down the newsfeed, and you've done all that work, and it's not going to serve you for a lifetime in your business. So that is why, like, I created the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, you guys. So I really hope that you guys see value in joining us while we have enrollment open until Friday midnight East Coast time, because when you have an understanding of who you're trying to attract, your perfect buyer, which we teach you, and once you understand how to create topic ideas and content, which we teach you, and I showed you some of the ways here. So I just gave more value to you guys. Nobody should have one inclining of like a question on like, what do I create to attract what? Like, no, like we give so many ideas here. And then yesterday, and then tomorrow we're giving more, and Friday we're giving more. You're never going to run out of content ideas, but you got to know where to put it. And you need to know how to market that content professionally to bring people to you. So that's why I created the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. And basically then when you create your content, basically what you're going to do is you're going to put it on your blog and website. And so what I do is I have a little blog page. So if you guys are wondering what the difference between a blog and a website is, there's nothing different. A blog is just a page on your website that you put new content. And I do this weekly. So if you guys tune in, you see that I do it weekly. Janice, do you have a content schedule that you follow as well?
I do. I try to do it. I try to create all my contents on Mondays and then schedule it out during the week, so it looks like I'm there all the time.
Yeah, and I teach that too, right? So I teach you to batch your work so you're working smarter, not harder. I don't work every week on content. I only work every 2 to 3 weeks on content, and I batch it, and I teach you how to do that in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint so you can have a life. But what I do is I post the content. Oh, look, we've got our new one up today. I suggest you go and check this interview out on the podcast that I did. It's amazing with Ian. But basically, if you have many passions and you're like, I don't know how to monetize my many passions, this is a really good episode, by the way. So we just put this up. But basically what I do is I get the idea and then I write out a little blog post. And you guys, so I will say this, your high value content can be in one of a couple forms. It can be written, and you just write on your website, written content with some images. It can be a podcast. If you have a podcast, you just embed the podcast on there. If you have a video, if you do YouTube as well, then you can do that and incorporate. Now you're double dipping on real estate. But it doesn't matter. I teach you how to do it all. Maybe you're like, I'm not into podcast. I'm not into video yet. Doesn't matter. You just write up the value and then you market it. So basically my high value content goes on my blog, and we have call to actions that are very specifically in alignment with what it is that you're selling or what the next step is that you want your people to take. So I teach you how to organize and structure that. I give you templates that you can follow. It's not rocket science. Literally, it's so easy. My mom can do it. And I made a crack about my mom yesterday being very technologically challenged. And that's okay. She's okay being technologically challenged. But I've tried to make this as easy as everybody, for everybody to do, including my mom, to get this all set up and running. And then what you do when you post on your blog and you have it there, it's now part of your website. And I give you all the templates for your own website, which is cool. You just change my images with yours, make my colors your colors, and I show you how to do that. But now they're on your website and they're being exposed to the different things that you sell, your different offers. They're looking at opportunities to possibly work with you. So if you're in network marketing and you have an application, and I teach you how to build this, by the way, to work with you on your website and blog, then they can go and fill that out. Or if you have a speaking or podcast interview application or something like that, however people can work with you, they'll go check it out because you brought them over with content that was absolutely perfect for them. And now they're going to snoop around your website, build a relationship with you. Your brand is going to be elevated. You're going to have credibility because you have a website, and they're going to take action with you if you set it up right. And most of my business, I would say like 80% of my business comes from the website here. It's incredible. So that is exactly why we created Ultimate Branding Blueprint for you guys. I hope you see the value. I hope you guys enroll. What was one of the biggest things, or if you guys have any questions for us as well, I'm going to take like maybe 2 more minutes. I've already taken enough of these guys' time. They're busy entrepreneurs.
I want to say something. One thing that I've done being in the industry is I put a lot of content out there, and I almost feel like I'm just throwing it against the wall, seeing what sticks, seeing what will go viral. But like, just this is reinforcing the importance of having everybody go to one place to find all of your stuff. And so if you want to have success long-term, have your work for you. Because I feel like I'm always creating content. I'm always creating new, and it can burn you out. And so what a powerful tool just to have it all on one blog, all on one site, and to have it available for everyone. So I love that. Thanks for mentioning that part of it, because I forget.
Because it never dies. I mean, I am getting so frustrated. I mean, like with Reels and stuff, like Reels is frustrating right now because you would post a Reel and then you get like thousands of views. Now, views don't mean money, but you would be like excited. You'd be like, yeah. Now Reels are getting hundreds of views. And it's just like, you're always battling with social media. The algorithm changes, the new things coming out. And if you just focus in the social media world and you don't have your own infrastructure where you're putting your content, you are going to be on a hamster wheel constantly. So what's happening is while you're still posting on social media and directing people to your blog and website, your blog and website is getting ranked by Google and the other search engines eventually over time, so that your content, even though maybe 70 posts, back, is still coming up in search when people are typing things. So the work that I did and the content that I put work into several years ago still today bring me leads and sales for my business on my blog. And that I cannot say for social media posts. It's just not how it happens. It's just not the landscape for that kind of stuff.
Tanya, may I share something just really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that you don't know, and I don't think we've even had time to talk about it, but last year was the first year we made over $1 million. And this year we've made over $2 million. Yeah. And I have 2 7-figure businesses because I've followed your program to a T. And I've always come back to your program, even when I've gone out, maybe looking for something a little, different. I've always come back to you. I mean, I have 3 pages of notes. So I'm always learning from you, even this long out. So I can't thank you enough, because you changed I could cry. You changed my entire life. I'm home with my kids. I have the house of my dreams. I have horses on my property. So I am so grateful for you. Thank you for including me on this. And I just had to let people know that you're the real deal. Seriously.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing. You guys warm my heart so much. And Jamie's new into our community. So I love that we have the whole gamut. Like, I didn't just pick people who've been around forever. I love taking my students, my success stories, whether they're big successes or small successes, it's a success. It's a win. It doesn't matter. We're shouting you from the rooftops. And that is just how I like to operate inside of our community. And even more in 2023, now that we have the podcast, I get to interview all of you guys, which is cool. Get you guys even more exposure. I am excited. We've got a couple questions. I do have support staff managing our comments to help anybody that has specific questions in regards to everybody's saying you're awesome. Dean was on yesterday and he's on today. Such a powerhouse. I love it. Sophie asked, when is the next time UBB will be open? Can't afford it now, even though I love to join. I will definitely save up. We don't know when we're going to open it up again. I typically feel it out. I feel the market out. I feel my audience out. And I feel out how far along we've come with the next group. So there's a little bit of a difference that we're going to be implementing with this group that is enrolling. I'm going to be going live in the group for all of every week for all of January, which is something I've never done before. And actually, we haven't even announced this bonus yet, but we'll be announcing it tomorrow. So you guys get like new information right now, but the additional bonus will be announced tomorrow. We have 2 additional bonuses that are going to be added to the mix from what you already see. One of the additional bonuses is I'm going to be going live in the group all of January for our UBB students, so our private members group. And we're going to be doing more of these discovery calls with our students. So I get to work with you, bring you out, help you to come up with content ideas for your brand and business. So again, I'm just going to use my judgment call on how far along that group comes, my capacity. I don't know, Sophie, but we do have a payment plan. So I don't know if that helps. It may or may not help. We've got a payment plan. And yes, we do what we can for you.
Down payment would make a great Christmas gift, just saying.
I know. Hit your people up and say early Christmas present. I love that, Jamie. I always say it's not a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness. And Sophie, I'm not saying that you're not resourceful. I'm not saying that at all, but it's just a different mindset shift, right? Like, what could we do? I remember when I was in network marketing and people would say, well, I don't have the money, but I really want to do it right now. I said, well, what could we do to get the money right now? Like, what could we do? Because then it asks yourself different questions and your brain goes out there to find the different answers. And I literally had a lady go out and sell stuff on Craigslist. I had a lady she did yard work. She did 4 different things. And then she called me back that week and she was like, I'm ready to go. And I was like, whoa, go get her. And this is who I love working with. I know things are tight and we get it, but holy smacks, you are resourceful. I love it. Is this feasible? Hey, Jim, what's up? Is this feasible with this concept to add the pillar content to LinkedIn using featured in a carousel? Sure. We teach you that in Ultimate Branding Blueprint, but you want to have your high value content on your blog and website, and then you market it through your social media channels in a micro content way that saves you time and gives you better results. So we show you how to do that in the program. But the answer is yes. You guys are awesome. I'm a retired RN working network marketing, have a hard time to get a team. Connect with Janice. Just go look what she's doing, Diane. I think you'll really enjoy it. And she's also just super fun to be around. All these ladies are. See, we got Rosemary thinking, Christmas. Cool. I don't understand. I get UBB last month, first payment now, have another payment, but price is different. The price is going to be different. It's $223 per month for 2 months or one payment of $397. The payment plan is more expensive, yes, because we have to do 2 transactions on our merchant account and our merchant account charges us fees to do that. So we have to account for those fees if we're hitting our merchant account twice. So that's why it's different. And anytime you borrow money, which essentially you're doing, you typically have interest charge. So there you go. But you don't, but the cool thing is even though you pay for half of it, you get access to it all. We don't hold half of it back. If you only pay for half of it, you get access to the whole program. We're holding nothing back. So there you go. Olivia decided to jump in. Well, welcome, girlie. We'll see you in the members area. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys. Most of the questions that came in, I saw the support staff answering. So to my support staff and everybody that works with me at TanyaLeza.com, please love on them so much. Our community is so awesome, and the people that work with me are amazing. I can't do what I do without them. So show them the love that they deserve. They are absolutely amazing. They are what helped me look amazing. Okay, for whatever amazing we look. Okay. Thomas, good question. I already have do I have to pay again to upgrade? Nope. It's all new and version 4.0 in the members area for you. And all of our past UBB students have access to the new and improved, all refreshed, brand new, updated UBB with the templates, all the new stuff. It's completely new. Yep. And you get access to it and you do not have to pay again.
Oh my gosh. I was thinking, I was like, I am like, you've sold me. I'm totally enrolling again. And so there's another way that you are over delivering, because
Seriously.
I need a revamp, like I need a revamp. I need to like have new eyes. I need to, I've grown. And so I'm ready to dive in again.
Yeah.
And the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool thing is technology is so much easier today than it was when I first created that program. And we updated it all brand new for 2022. And I was able to professionally design templates for you guys and give them to you. So all you need to do is load them. You don't even have to build anything anymore following my tutorials. You still get the tutorials, but I give you the templates. And now you upload the templates. And these templates they look good. They help you look good, but they're also optimized for sales and conversions, because you can have a website, and I have people all the time that come to me, have a really big website, nice, beautiful website, and they paid like thousands of dollars for this website. And then they're like, but it's not bringing me sales. And then I look at it and I go, well, a designer put this together, but a marketer didn't. Yeah. So you kind of have to have the marriage of marketing and conversion understanding plus design, and you have both here.
That's
so
amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm jumping today.
That's exactly what I wanted to add. I learned to blog over 10 years ago, and I've built everything myself, done all of the things, and I still get leads from my site, but it's going to be so much better after I implement the little tweaks and the updates and the marketing perspective that the designer didn't have.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I want to scream. Like, this is so cool, because I built my website step by step with you 7 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so different and so updated now. The technology just got so much easier and better for us with the page builder that we use. And I've got a really good relationship with them. So we were able to get them to allow us to create templates and then get a link from that template and give you the link, and you click the link and boom, it's in your website. And now you just edit the page. You put the pictures that I have in there with your pictures, the colors, if you want to change them, you change them. And then the text, you put your text. So literally it's a fill in the blank template. And I try to make it as easy as possible, because I know entrepreneurs, we do not want to be bogged down with like in minutia type work. No one does. So it's like, I'm always asking myself that question, how can I make it easier, better, faster? Because this is what entrepreneurs want. And to Doug's point here, does everyone build their blog/website, or do you pay somebody to do it? You do it yourself, and you follow the tutorials and templates that I give you, and I walk you through all step by step. It's as easy as it's easy enough that my mom could do it. Okay. And by the way, we had a 72-year-old gal sign up the other day, and she's raving about it. So that's cool. My biggest case study with like anyone that says like, I'm not technical, I go, hey, I had an 82-year-old sassy, amazing woman named Penny Hunter in my community that built her website, and she had no excuses. And she was like, this is the best ever. And she felt so accomplished. And I was like, if Penny can do it, everybody can do it. No excuses. Yeah. Oh, Jennifer, good question. This is a question we should probably add to the offer page, so you know. I think six. It might be on the offer page if you go to TanyaLeza.com/UBB. It might be there. If it's not, that would be my fault. So good question. Yeah. Dean knows Penny. How do I connect with the person dealing with nurses? Janice Dolnick. Dolnick. Janice Dolnick. Yeah.
Just
And Janice, you can, comment on the live or something, but that would be Diane. You want to look out for Diane Odin.
yeah,
Odin. Sorry.
you can find me online or even just care@legalnursesrock.com and we can help you there.
Cool.
Thanks,
Thank you
Diane.
guys.
Excited to help you.
So yes, please check out these awesome ladies and what it is that they're doing. Ask them any question that you want. Just don't overload them. They are busy. I will say that. But they're extremely helpful and they've been helpful to me. I don't pay them anything. I probably have to now that they've come out and said such amazing things. But this is exactly what happens when you create value. When you put your value out there, you attract rock stars like this into your world that mean the world to your life, to your business, to your brand, everything. And I want this to be happening for you guys on the flip side in your world. And that's exactly why we created the training to do that. So ladies, anything else before we wrap? Thank you so much for your time.
All the feels. No, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I'm happy to always be around you guys in your world. You're amazing to work with. And I'm excited for everybody that is going to be new and joining UBB with us for this enrollment. Copy that link down. Go and check out that page. Go and ask for a Christmas present. Oh, and Annie says, this is awesome. This is the best Christmas present ever. I'm so excited to dive into UBB. I love it. Excited to have you. And hopefully we get to work together a little bit more closely inside of the program. And I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. I truly appreciate it. This call is a wrap. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Tanya.
You're welcome.